Howdy everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about a couple of things. This is just a fun video. So we just uploaded some things to a Teespring. I'm actually kind of excited about one of them. The other one, yeah, you see it out loud basically, and it just might not be the one that you hoped it would be. Which is fine. We can work on it. You can always change these things. We're just having fun and just trying to stay proactive. So what we have here is we have a list of tricks that we have set up. We've kind of dropped the ball a little bit. Things have gotten busy around here, life and all that. Basically, there's a whole lot of let's see, what do I got? Just little pages, nothing big, but I've got 3, 4, 5 and a little bit more, but I have 4 or 5 pages, 10 each. So I got about 50 tricks that I wrote down that I was working on the Facebook Reels. I'm up to $5 over on Facebook for the Reels program. So that's not terrible. For my first go at it, I guess. If I, by the end of the month, which theoretically, if I double what I've got now, that's $10. It's not quite what I'm making on YouTube, but the thing is that on YouTube ad revenue, our numbers are fine. I mean, I'm content with where I'm at in the sense that I know I'm progressing at a level that is progress, so that's good. Otherwise, what I would have to do is I'd have to take a step back and take a look at it and determine, can I do better? And the answer is always yes. I can always do better. But in terms of what I'm making in ad revenue, I'm content with it at the moment because I know that there's progress happening and I'm continually trying to produce better quality content for you. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. And I feel like I've been successful in a lot of ways, but also not so successful in other ways, which happens, it's a learning process. So there's that, and then there's also the opportunity to add multiple other revenue sources, such as affiliate marketing, selling, print on demand like Teespring, that's down below, which we're going to be talking about today, and selling your own product, like creating a deck of cards. So these are all things that I'm revisiting this idea to get this to market, basically, and then I also have another idea which I'm looking at Fiverr, but I might go a different direction, but I'm not sure. So I have 2 decks in this run, which is the coin version and the geometry version. And then the next project is something that I'm looking at doing 2 different designs for. One is going to be, well, it's mostly minimalist, but just like these. But there is a heavier theme to it that will play into this. So they kind of stack in a way that's interesting. So that's a project that I've started the idea with my brother, and I have like a mock-up. So I mean, we could look at that at some point in the future, but first I got to get these ones ready. And that is actually, there's an individual Kalaka. I believe that's how I pronounce his name. I met him as K-Studio a couple of years ago. Back when I really started doing magic and stuff, I offered the opportunity to work with somebody to partner up on a deck design. Well, I have it sitting here, and you've seen it on the channel before, the geometry version. He came up with that. And there are some things about that come into question, but there's some features of it that I absolutely love. And I feel like it is that there's something different about it that I enjoy. So this is the deck that I created, which is the coin version that says stay positive, stay active, stay awesome, which is my sign off. Now for the finalized version, I might actually get rid of the words altogether and just go with the coins. So that's where I'm heading in my current direction with these. These are just the prototype. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, back to the idea of revenue sources. So affiliate marketing is selling somebody else's product. Direct marketing is selling your own product. Direct print on demand is selling your designs on different items such as clothing and home decor, and things like that. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to build the channel in a direction. Not that I'm, it's not going to happen overnight, but the idea here is to create something that is pliable, something that can be molded and shaped into something bigger. And even if it took me years to get to where I'm at with the ad revenue. So if it takes me a couple of years to get to that point with all those other revenue sources, if I was making the same amount of money with all these other avenues of income that I'm making with ad revenue, this would be sustainable as a part-time job. And I think that that's kind of where I'd like it to be, so I can continue to make bigger and better product. And I'm even talking about potentially doing a podcast, not for this channel, but individually with my wife. So there's something there. I also do a gaming channel, and when I say do a gaming channel, I mean it's not consistent enough to be up there, but it's a mobile gaming channel. So I play Yu-Gi-Oh! On my phone, and I upload it. And I'm not sure exactly how I feel about that at the moment, but I've considered that as an option to do that. But let's jump over here and take a look. We're looking at Teespring is really what I want to talk about today. There he is. Boop. A little bit bigger today than normal. So this is something that I've actually been looking into. Hopefully it works today, because it didn't seem to work the other day, but I changed my video settings. So here's Teespring, and the two products that we're going to be looking at today is a Stream Deck, something that can be programmed so that I don't have to click those individual buttons. I can actually just click it here, and it'll switch the different scenes. At least that's my hope anyway. So, eventually, getting bigger and better, better toys. So the two things that I've got sitting here is this one here, which is probably my favorite. Let's go ahead and click on it here. It took me to something else. That's the other one. So, okay, so let's talk about this. Don't even think about thinking twice. This is so basically to talk about when I was a kid, certain things that, like a friend of mine was saying, he used to say stuff like this, which was just like off the cuff, like idioms and things like that. Just things that were kind of silly. As you can see, I have down here in the description an idiom. So let's go up here and let's click on idiom. A group of words established by usage as having a meaning not deducible from those of the individual words. Rain, cats, and dogs. See the light. So basically, both of my designs, they're idioms of a sort. They're things that I heard when I was younger that I think still kind of sit with me, and they're kind of funny at first, when you first hear them, but then they have a deeper meaning. So don't even think about thinking twice. They always say, measure twice, cut once, things like that. But you always should think things through. And in this case, it's like, well, don't even think about thinking twice. So there's the way that it flows and the way that you hear it, your brain instantly wants to do a double take and say, wait, what did you say? So it's kind of just one of those funny things. And I absolutely love this, and I love the Holy Empire script. And I think that kind of works well with it. Don't even think about thinking twice. It just rolls off the tongue. It sounds great, and it looks good in purple too. So yeah, there's that. Now we do have a little bit of aftermarket care that we'll have to take with some of these. We might have to go back in and do some adjusting. Like this one in particular, I might need to shrink it a little bit so it doesn't have some run over. And then down here is the other one. So this one, there's something that you might notice about the design on most of these, and at first, depending on your personality, it might upset you, but so you can see that it's like, here's the center, and it's a little bit off center to the right. And it's intentionally done to a certain degree on some of these, because it catches, anything that I do, I try to do with the intention of the abnormality of it, because anything that can catch you off guard is something that's going to draw your attention. And if this were symmetrical, like some of them are, then it doesn't catch your eye as much as something that's not symmetrical. So it will intentionally draw your eye because it's not down the center. At least that's my hope. But it says stop stopping. And let's look at the description. So, a friendly reminder that we are all in this together and that there are always people in front of you and people behind you. So sometimes when you falter, the person in front waits and the person behind waits. So stop stopping and finish the race. So this isn't meant to be like an attack or anything like that. Nothing ever on this channel is anything personal like that. It's just this funny little quip, right? Because like if you're in a friendly competition and somebody's behind you and you stop or you do, and they're like, stop stopping, it's another one of those things that at first it just sounds strange, right? It just sounds like your brain's like, what? Stop stopping. Basically, it's a turnaround to like never give up, keep moving forward, things like that. So it's stop stopping and just do it. Which that's Nike, so you can't say that. But stop stopping is just a solid, like, and with the exclamation points, it's like, come on, let's do this. Now, I might get rid of the exclamation points, and I might center these up. Basically, as people look at my product and they determine whether they're good or bad, this is the one that I'm not 100% on. I have it on the shirts, and I'm like, it's off-centered to draw people's attention. And it's stop stopping. It just looks weird, and it's one of those things that really catches your eye. So I think that it's great, and I think that obviously I made it, so I think it's great. Maybe it would be better if it were off-centered, but it was smaller and just like over in the chest area. So maybe just like up here on the chest. Maybe that would work. For instance, let's see if I can find one. This one. So maybe something more like this, where it's smaller and just kind of like either in the center, which even that's a little, it's about centered, a little off to the side or something. So that's my thoughts on that. Again, always I look for feedback. This one looks like it's a little high. It's like right up almost to the collar, and it's super big too. So that one may need to be adjusted to be a little bit smaller. And that is part of what it is that we're looking at here today, is like just getting an idea from like the customer perspective. This looks pretty good. I'm happy with most of these ones. Don't even think about thinking twice. That's a good size. It's a good distance from the arm and neckline, and it's kind of centered. And I think that one looks pretty solid. I'll need to add a couple of different colors. Anything that I release, I'm putting a promo on for 10% off for the month. Basically, if anybody wants anything for Christmas, and once I release them, anytime that I do this, I have a Redbubble as well, but it didn't, obviously I didn't promote it or anything. But anytime that I release kids' clothes, I instantly, and this might seem silly, but I instantly drop the profit to zero. So I only sell the kids' products at a zero profit margin. I may mark other things up depending on what they are or what they do, or if I had to put a little bit more work into them. But I typically, if I offer a print on demand for a child, for any child sizes, I have kids. So if you wanted to buy a product for one of your kids, I zero it out. I don't collect any money. Mind you, I've never sold anything. So that's to be taken into consideration. But that's the point. The point is that I would never attempt to try to collect any sort of revenue or profit off from selling merchandise that is child size, because knowing that the parent has to pay for it, and my hope is that if you're buying something for yourself and you're buying something for them, that most of my stuff that I'm creating might not appeal to a child. So, but maybe in the future it will. But I think that that's part of that idea, is that even if that is the case at some point, I simply won't collect any sort of profit on that clothing. And that's just a personal personal doctrine of mine. So go ahead and check out Don't Even Think About Thinking Twice. Impulse buy today. That's the that's the promo code, because that's impulse. You're not thinking about it. So that it works. And then the other one's just stop. I know, wholly inventive, but the idea is that it's stop quitting, I guess, is the idea. Like, there's another line that I'm going to be using most likely today. I'll probably get it out there. Is there's no such thing as failure. There's just giving up. Which, again, at first it might seem like it's something that you're targeting or attacking, but in the reality of it, the inspiration behind it is that means that there's always a chance for success. No matter what happens, no matter how many times you fail, you know that there's always the opportunity to be successful in something or in some capacity. And that the only way that we can fail is by choosing not to act in the first place. So that's kind of the importance of that. So, let me know what you think about my Teespring. If you go to my channel, you'll notice that it's below my videos, along with a join button. You won't have these, because obviously, unless you do your own videos and you're on them. There's also a super thanks button to show your support. And this is another thing I didn't mention that YouTube is offering, and they're actually doing an increase for monetization in February, I believe. They're adding a whole new tier for Shorts platform, and then at some point there's going to be paid courses. Now, by no means am I an educational channel, but I do want to pass on this information to anybody who is considering doing that. I do tutorials on the channel, but I don't do it in such a way that it's consistent. I do that as part of my membership for 99 cents a month. I offer anything that I teach on the channel. 99 cents a month is behind that paywall, because I did have to learn it, and then I did have to upload it, and all that extra time I put into that, so I do a little bit of a fee there. But there will be paid courses in the future if somebody is more substantial, like somebody who's further along the way in magic. They can create magic courses, and they would be able to sell that product at a higher demand with those paid courses. So I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but I just figured I would share that in this video, just because I'm talking about revenue. And maybe I'll get better at some point and I'll do that. But yeah, and then so obviously in here I've got all of my affiliates. I still need to add the Juggy. I keep forgetting to add that to my presets when I upload. And the other thing I need to work on is I need to figure out how to actually do affiliate links, because you can see this link here, but then if I try to delete any of this, I mess it up. So I got to figure that out. But if you click on these, a couple of these will take you to Amazon. And if you do any shopping on Amazon, as you can see here, this is primarily for the Amazon, but I do also have the Canis Lupus one in here, and I do also have the Juggy one normally. And basically those are separate websites. I don't know exactly how the cookies work. The way that the affiliate link works for this is that it will track your use on Amazon for 24 hours, and then anything that you buy within that 24 hours, if you use my link, I will get a commission on that, which is very helpful to the channel. I can't say enough that at some point I would like to see an increase in that. That would be fantastic to actually see some. Are we back? Is that the right one? There he is. So basically, that's the idea of adding Teespring to get some of these ideas that I think are worthwhile out there, and adding it to my YouTube. And that's just another way for me to potentially add revenue to the channel and value in a lot of ways. And doing all these things, I would say incorrectly right now, is probably the best way to describe that. And slowly learning better and better methods to market that to you, and slowly increase the channel all together to produce these multiple revenue streams that eventually could lead into something bigger. And doing it correctly is the ultimate goal, and doing it successfully is then the goal after that, and continually just get better and better at what I do, and hopefully you guys enjoy what we do here on the channel. This is a talking video. It's kind of just me hanging out and chatting with you, and that's kind of the fun of it. I mean, maybe this video will help you go to sleep at night. That'll be good. That'll be good. I always look for comment feedback or clicking any of the buttons down below, as I pointed out earlier. Anything that you click here on the channel, it's going to be helpful. So if you like the video, like the video. If you dislike the video, dislike the video. It all helps, ultimately. You might ask, how does clicking the dislike button help? Well, basically, if you get a click on your video and you have a dislike, if a whole bunch of people dislike a video, then people are going to be like, oh, well, this video, well, you don't see the dislikes anymore, I don't think, on the main page there, but YouTube still collects that information, and we see it in the back end, but on the analytics side. And then if you're getting a lot of dislikes, that means that your videos are still being viewed. So the only way, and I know this is a trade secret, something that a YouTuber shouldn't really put out there, but to be honest, if you made it this far in the video, you've already contributed more than I could ever thank you for. Even if you dislike the video, you've already helped me. So that's the important thing to remember. And this is kind of set up that way, as you say, like internet mockers and trolls and things like that. People who might go out there intentionally to deface or try to hurt a channel or the confidence that channel is trying to build up by being a content creator. No matter what you put in the comments, you're not going to hurt my feelings because you watched the video. If you only watched 5 seconds of the video, and then you're making an arbitrary comment about something that happened in the video, if it's the first video you've ever seen, in that 5 seconds, let's be honest, first impressions don't really mean a whole lot. I mean, yes, you want to say that they do, and you want to convey the best possible image forward, but you're not going to get that type of feedback from 5 seconds of the first video. What if it was a bad video? I mean, sure, they shouldn't be uploading bad content, and I know that. I mean, ultimately, in terms of what is bad, what is good, and what is that for everybody. So, like, I guess what you can say is, objectively, if it's a good video, it's being viewed and being liked by a lot of people. But the same could be said for the opposite. Like, if it's a bad video in a good way, then people are going to be watching it. And it's something to be said about the way that the algorithm works, is that the videos, not all of the time, but you got good quality content, but you have polarizing content that gets a lot of views because people want conspiracy. They want the abnormality of it. So that's, like I said earlier, like something that tricks the brain because it's exciting. And that's part of the crux of individuals who want to hurt you. In order for them to do that, they have to help you in the best possible way, which is by watching enough of your video to have context for what they're commenting, disliking the video, or any of the above. The only way that they can hurt you is the only thing that they can't do if they've already put themselves in that situation, and that is to skip the video entirely. But unfortunately, if these individuals are attention-seeking and trying to deface you or take away your confidence or just berate you, they can't do that if they want to engage with you on any level. And that could be, there's no intellectual engagement at that point. If they're simply seeking to basically insult you or attack you verbally or textually, just keep in mind that in order for them to step over that threshold, they are in your domain. And anything that they say or do at that point only helps your channel. Because they are, one, either watching the video, two, contributing to the clicks, the buttons, the pressing, the anything, the commenting or the like or dislike. Anything that they do helps. as long as they're sitting on your video. And for the most part, I think that there's a couple of different ways to get around this, depending on what platform you're on, or depending on like cell phone or laptop, however the devices are set up. So basically, in order to comment on the video, you kind of have to be on the video. Well, somebody's thinking about a response or a thing to put on you there. The video is running in the background, unless they paused it, which is possible. But I think, again, what it comes down to is a good troll, if that's a thing, is somebody who is contextually, they are obligated to apply context to what it is that they're saying. And if they're a bad troll and they're saying just, again, arbitrary insults that mean nothing, you then begs the question of, like, you said this, but that's not actually what happened, so therefore you didn't watch the video. And then everybody calls them out on it. But then if they say something that's actually happening in the video, and then they're like, well, this happened and that happened, blah, 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 and then now you're like, haha, thanks for watching. Like that's, you watch the video. And regardless of what your commentary is, I don't take anything personally, because I'm just some guy talking to myself on a camera, uploading videos for fun. That's what we're doing here. That's all we're doing here, is just having a good time. And so if you comment on my videos, you're my best friend for the day. 100%. No matter what you said to me, I will come back with something either sarcastic or just, and not in a rude, I don't try to be rude sarcastic. I try to be sarcastic in a comedic way, to just kind of poke fun or poke holes at what you said, or just like, there is no hurt feelings on my part if you comment, because you just helped the channel, and I keep that in my heart. So again, thank you for supporting the channel. Nothing has happened recently, but the more that I post, the more people will see, especially with shorts content, which is another thing that is starting to become more prevalent. Is I upload a short video and I get 1,000 to 2,000 views on it. That's pretty decent. But then I'm only getting like 10 to 20 views on my long form, and that's kind of where the bread and butter is, because I don't make money on shorts, I make money on long form. So videos like this that have a longer runtime have more potential to make more revenue than a shorter video, not a shorts video per se, because that's a different paid programming from YouTube, so that's paid from a different thing. But if I have a video that's, say, 4 minutes or 5 minutes long, you're not going to get the same value from that if I have a 15 to 20 minute video and you're watching 10 minutes of it. So a video like this, if you're still here watching this, again, you are solid. You are probably the greatest. You're a superhero. Let's just put it that way. Just put it right on your resume. You are a superhero. And not because you've sat through this trivial, video. No, it's in reality of the fact that some of the information I'm giving you can be valuable. And the conversation that we're having here is in terms of the fact that because you are sitting here watching this video right now at this marker, you are contributing more to this channel than an individual who goes to watch 2 minutes of a 4 minute video or something. So the longer watch times is what's really going to benefit you in the long run. And in order to do that, you have to provide quality content for people, and that can be difficult. I mean, look at this video. We're talking about conversation. We're talking about me talking to the camera for the sake of informational or information dumping, or just conversational things back and forth about revenue for the channel. You might not be interested at all about me making money on my YouTube channel, but if you are going to start a channel and you want to make money, I would definitely recommend that you check out different channels like Think Media or Roberto Blake or a lot of other great name individuals. I don't follow everybody. I just follow a specific few. But if you check them out, they're going to give you invaluable information. But if you're watching my channel and you think, I could do this, then the information that I'm giving you, just take some notes and then go check out those other channels. If I were going to give you like a synopsis of what I think you should do, and this is coming directly from my own mentor in a sense of the person who started me on YouTube, and a collaboration of other people that I've watched, my first recommendation is create your videos. That's the first thing you want to do. And in order to create your videos, you need to have an account, which if you're here, most likely you have an account. And basically what you want to do is you want to find what type of videos you want to do some research. Don't go crazy and write a dissertation. That's not the kind of research you're doing here. What you're doing is you're doing just enough research to get you involved. And if you're going to do videos on them, you're probably doing it from a position of, this is something that I'm already doing on a daily basis anyway. So then you take that, research out 100 ideas. Yeah, 100 ideas. And I don't mean write dissertations. I mean get a pencil and paper and write out as many ideas as you could possibly think of for a video. And then start shooting. That's it. Your first video, probably not going to be good. If you look at my first video, not good. When I started doing magic videos, not good. Even the videos I'm doing now, I feel like I'm just now finally getting to the point where I have the confidence to conversate with you over magic. And that's been 2020, 21, 20, 3 years. You know, we're going on 3 years, and I watched some of my stuff from 2020. I plan on redoing some of it, because just watching it from then to now, and then when I redo it now, and then in a couple of years from now when I go back to look at it, the difference should be staggering, because I'm constantly getting better and better and better. So do 100 videos. That's the first thing. That's the first synopsis. Do 100 videos. Try not to just upload like Try not to just be like not good, but basically every time you do a video, check it out. Make sure that the quality of the video is 1% better. This is from Roberto Blake. If you make sure that every single video is 1% better than the first video, let's say your first video you upload is 0, trash, right? Maybe you do good. Maybe you have just enough idea to put it out there and you do well and you're ready to go. Like Andre Jack. Can't remember how to pronounce his name. Andre Jack, I believe is what it is. That might not be right. Andre. Anyway, so he's a financial advisor, magician. He talks about stocks and things like that. Fantastic. He started in March of 2017 or 18 or somewhere in one of those teen areas there. And by December, he was making money. Making money. Because he's part of the financial and education niche. He's making probably $20 to $30 per his quota, and so he's making enough money to be sustainable in 1 year. On top of what he's actually teaching you is stocks and things like that. He made money doing that. So not only did he have a successful job that he was doing before, he was doing consulting and he was doing different things, and then he started making money on, in terms of the financial side of stocks and things like that. And then he had his YouTube channel that started making money. So he was successful within a short period of time. It can happen. That's the exception, not the rule, though. It takes years to build this up. And keeping that in mind, get to your first 100 videos. And if every video is, again, if it's 1% better, then that means by your 100th video, you could look back and say, wow, I've really learned a lot about lighting and angling and the technical side, but also I've really established a baseline for the niche and the material and the content that I'm producing, because I've had 100 different directions to look at it from. And then you can really start to upload to your channel and really start to progress forward by using all of that information and producing that content in the next 100 videos, the next 100 videos, and the next 100 videos. As Steve Harvey says, so basically what he says is, if you want to be a millionaire or if you want to be successful, then what you got to do is you got to do something that makes $10. That's it. Do one thing that makes you $10. Then do it 10 more times. That makes $100. Then do that 10 more times, and that makes $1,000. Then do that 10 more times, and that's $10,000. And then if you do that 10 more times, that's going to make $100,000. And then if you do that 10 more times, you're a millionaire. So yeah, I mean, that right there, it says it all. So all you got to do is start producing content and create. The first 100 videos is basically you figuring it out. And then after that, you're still going to get better and better as you go. You're going to get better equipment. You're going to do this and that and figure out what you need. And then then you can still really start making that content. So anyway, let's go ahead and leave it there for today. Remember, always remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome. And we'll see you in the next one.